Hello everyone, it's me Lucero again. So today I'm going to practice to read books and story. The title is Animals Groups Strength in Numbers. Let's go.
Animal Groups, Strength in Numbers, written by Catherine Follett. Focus question. What are the benefits of animals working and living in a group? Introduction. Did you know that a group of giraffes is a tower? Or that a group of crows is a murder? There are also pods of whales, swarms of bees, and schools of fish. All these unique names point out something important. Many animals live in groups. Yet other animals, such as tigers, moles, and sloths, live just fine all alone. So why do some animals team up? And how does each animal fit into its group? Small families. A small family is made up of parents and their young. For some animals, such as skunks, cheetahs, orangutans, and grizzly bears, a family is a mother that raises her babies. For others, including penguins, parrots, foxes, and finches, both mothers and fathers bring up their young. Small families often have close bonds. Mother cheetahs groom their babies by licking them. Baby bears play with each other and their parents. Crane parents dance together, seabirds call, and fox families pounce and play. These bonds encourage members of the family to care for and protect each other. The main job of small families is caring for the young. Some families only stay together until the young can live on their own. A mother moose and her calf stay side by side for about a year. When the calf is grown, it leaves. After that, moose live solitary lives. Other families last for the long term. Pairs of albatrosses, which are large seabirds, stick together for life. That's saying a lot, since albatrosses can live more than 50 years. Solitary animals. Some animals, such as bears, moose, and certain wildcats, do not benefit from group living. Solitary animals live alone, except when they are raising young, to avoid competing with their own kind for mates or territory. Animals that form small families often have helpless young. Most are birds or mammals. Bird parents must feed babies until they can fly. Baby mammals nurse from their mothers. A few other kinds of animals form small families as well. For example, mother crocodiles guard their babies from hungry fish or birds. Clownfish fathers fan fresh water over their eggs to care for them. Small families make sure the young grow big, healthy, and skilled enough to survive on their own. Bands. Animal families can be small or large. Some animals live in bands or extended families. Bands include mothers, fathers, young, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and other relatives. Some bands include unrelated animals. They are usually mates of the family members. Rarely, a band will adopt another animal that has no band. Lions, wolves, whales, dolphins, monkeys, chimps, and elephants all live in bands. Bands work together to raise young. Some adult animals watch the young while others find food. Siblings, cousins, and other youngsters all play together. Bands also work together to find food. Wolves, lions, and dolphins are famous for using sophisticated teamwork to hunt prey. An elephant matriarch, often the oldest female, leads her family to remote food and water sources as they follow behind in single file. Many bands also work together to defend a territory. Life in a band can be complex. Often, one or two animals act as leaders. In some groups, such as elephant bands, leadership passes peacefully from parent to young. Chimps and monkeys, on the other hand, can be competitive over mates or territory. Followers try to take control and may flash their teeth to challenge others. They team up with other followers or even fight the leader. Do you know some of the smartest animals on Earth, dolphins, chimps, and elephants, live in bands? Some scientists think that high intelligence helps these animals keep track of complex relationships within their groups. Bands work best when members get along. Band leaders have more power when they have more support. Members of bands strengthen their bonds by grooming, playing, or relaxing together. They also communicate with sound, scent, and movement. Elephants rumble and trumpet to express themselves. Wolves and wild dogs leave scent marks as a way to claim territory and recognize each other. Groups as large as bands use behaviors like these to cooperate. Herds. Groups even bigger than bands have learned to work together. Imagine the African savanna. Grazing animals move across the land as far as the eye can see. Herds of mammals, flocks of birds, and schools of fish are some of the largest animal groups. All of these groups, generally known as herds, take advantage of their large numbers to stay safe from predators. Lions can easily attack a single zebra. However, they have trouble picking one out of a crowd, especially when that crowd is on the run. Family herds. Some herds and flocks are made up of small families. One example is penguin colonies, in which thousands of parents raise their chicks. More animals also means more eyes. If one gazelle spots a cheetah, it sounds the alarm by making a honking sound. Then the whole herd has a chance to get away. For these reasons, many animals live in herds to raise young. The large group helps protect the babies. Members of herds often communicate. In addition to using alarm calls to warn of predators, they use calls to help everyone stick together. However, unlike families and bands, herds do not form bonds. Above all else, each member of a herd looks out for itself. Societies. It is amazing enough that groups as large as herds have figured out how to cooperate. Another kind of group, called a society, has thousands or even hundreds of thousands of individuals.
Okay, thank you for listening part. So now I'm going to read the books. Let's go. Who is someone is reading this one? I think I will coming back.
Good job.
Animal groups, strength in numbers. Animal groups, focus questions. What are the benefits of animals working and living in a group? Introduction. Did you know that a group of giraffe is a tower, or that a group of crow is a mother? There are also ponds and wells, swarms of bees, and schools of fish. All these unique names point out something important. Many animals live in groups. Yes, other animals such as tigers, moles, and sloths live just fine all alone. So, why do some animals team up, and how does each animal fit into its groups? Small families. A small family is made up of parents and their young. For some animals, such as skunks, cheetahs, what is this? So we can know how to pronounce this. Oh, it doesn't including the how to pronounce this one. Okay, orangutans and grizzly
Grizzly.
bears. A family is a mother that raises her hobbies. For others, including penguins, parrots, foxes, and finches,
Finches.
both mother and father bring up their young. Small families often have close bonds. Mother cheetahs grooms their babies by licking them. Baby bears play with each other and their parents. Crane's parents dance together. Zebras, crow, and fox families pounce
Pounce.
and play. This bond encourages members of the family to care for and protect each other. The main job of a small family is caring for the young. Some families only stay together until the young can live on their own. A mother moves and her calf stay side by side for about a year. When the calf is grown, it leaves. After that, moose live solitary.
Solitary.
Solitary lives.
Lives.
Lives, solitary lives. Other families last for the long term. Parents are perhaps albatross.
Albatrosses.
Pair of albatrosses,
Albatrosses.
albatrosses, which are large seabirds, stick together for life. That's saying a lot in albatrosses,
Albatrosses.
albatrosses, albatrosses, mm, albatrosses. So can live more than 50 years. Solitary animals. Some animals such as bears, moose,
Moose.
and certain wildcats do not benefit from group living. Solitary
Solitary.
solitary animals live alone, except when they are raising young to avoid competing with their own kind for mate or territory. Animals that form small families often have helpless young. Most are birds or mammals. Birds' parents must feed babies until they can fly. Baby mammals nurse from their mother. A few other kinds of animals from small families as well. For example, mother crocodiles would.
guard,
guard, guard,
guard,
guard their babies from hungry fish or birds. Clownfish father fan fresh water over their eggs to care for them. Small families make sure the young grow big, healthy, and skilled enough to survive on their own. Bands.
bands,
Animal families can be a small or large. Some animals live in bands or extended families. Bands it includes mothers, fathers, young grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and other relatives. Some bands include unrelated animals. They are usually made of the family members. Rarely a band will adopt another animal that has no band. Lions, wolves, whales, dolphins, monkeys, chimps, and elephants all live in bands. Bands work together to raise young. Some other others animals watch the young while others find food. Siblings, cousins, and other youngsters all play together. Bands also work together to find food. Wolf, lion, and dolphins are famous for using sophisticated teamwork to hunt prey. And an elephant, matriarch, what is that? Matriarch,
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 matriarch. Often the oldest female leads her family to remote food and water sources as they follow behind and single single file. Many bands also work together to defend a territory. Life in a band can be complex. Often one or two animals act as leaders. In some groups, such as elephants, bands leadership passes gracefully from parent to young. Chimps and monkeys, on the other hand, can be competitive over meat or territory. Followers try to take control and may flash their teeth to challenge others. They team up with other followers or even fight to fight the leader. Do you know some of the smartest animals on Earth? Dolphins, chimps, elephants live in bands. Some scientists think that high intelligence helps these animals keep track of complex relationships within their groups. Bands work best when members get along. Band leaders have more power when they have more support. Members of bands strengthen their body bonds by grooming, playing, or relaxing together. They also communicate with sound,
scent,
scent, and movement. Elephants rumble,
rumble,
and trumpet
trumpet,
to express themselves. Wolf and wild dog lips scent
scent,
marks as a way to claim territory and recognize each other. Groups as large as bands use behaviors like this cooperate.
herds,
Herd. Groups even bigger than bands have learned to work together. Imagine the African savanna. Grazing animals move across a land as far as the eyes can see. Herds of animals, flocks of birds, and schools of fish are some of the largest animal groups. These groups generally known as herds. Herd.
herds,
Herds take advantage of their large numbers to stay safe from
predators, predators,
predators. Predators. Lion can easily attack a single zebra. However, they have trouble picking one out of crowd, especially when crowd is on the run. Family family herds. Some herds and flocks are made up of small families. One example is penguins colony
colonies,
colonies colonies in which thousands of parents raise their chicks. More animals also means more ISIS. If one
Gazelle.
gazelle spots a cheetah, it sounds the alarm by making a honking sound. Then the whole herd has a chance to get away. For these reasons, many animals live in herds to raise young. The large group helps protect the babies. Members of herds often communicate in addition to use alarm calls to warm up
Predators.
predatory. They use crow to help everyone stick together. However, unlike families and bands, herds do not form bonds. Also, above all else, each member of herd looks out for itself. Society. It is amazing enough that groups as large as herbs have figured out how to cooperate. Another kind of group called society has thousands or even hundreds of thousands of individuals. Unlike herbs, societies are organized. The members work together for the good of the group. Very few animals from societies, and nearly all of those that do are insects, including ants, what is this?
Termites.
Termites, bees, and some wasps.
Wasps.
Do you know the next mole rat is one of the few non-insects to form a society naked?
Naked.
Naked mole rats have queens and workers. Some scientists also classify humans as an animal society. Unlike other societies, humans can work with others who are not related. In a society, every member has a job. Workers gather food, nurses cares for the young, and soldier protects the group. Some insect workers even have different kinds of body to help them to do their job. Usually, one queen lays all the eggs. This means that every member of the society is related. Insect societies can do incredible things. Leaves and cutter, grass cutter, and chop as leaves, bring them into their nest, and use them fertilize
Fertilize.
fertilize
Fungus.
fungus. So farms, bees build wax cells for their own special food honey, and create scent trails to help each other to find food and bring it back to the nest.
Termites.
Termites build mouse Termites build mounds over 5 meters 17 feet tall. Considering the size of termite, these mounds are like giant skyscrapers. Societies can do all this because everyone works together. Conclusion: many kinds of animals live in groups, from tiny termites to enormous elephants. Groups help animals raise and protect young. They help members find food. They can even build structures together. Those groups come in different size and different style. They are help animals survive. Glossary: competitive. Competitive means of the relative to the rivalry between individuals or team. Cooperate. Cooperate to work together to get something done. Fungus, a living thing that grows on organic material and products spores. Broom, to clear and brush the coat of an animal's matriarch, the female in charge of the family in group. Predator, animals that hunt and eat other animals to survive. Solitary, tend to live and spend time alone. Sophisticated, well-designed, complicated, or highly developed. Youngs, one of the more immature animals. So writing creates a Venn diagram
Then.
comparing animal society with a herd.
herds.
Then describe in writing what the group have in common and how they are different. Science, research to learn more about animals' feature. In the
Featured.
book, read a poster and report about the animals present to your class. Well done. I finished today's lesson. Thank you for listening and hope to see you in next video. Goodbye.